Welcome to the fun zone. All right, nice. What is that? Dominant seven. Hey, what's up? I'm Nordista Freeze. Welcome to Fun Zone. This is episode 53. Can you believe it? It is a nice, beautiful, and warm December, late December afternoon here in Nashville, Tennessee. It is beautiful, and I am very happy to be here at the listener-powered, listener-sponsored Fun Zone. Thank you to everybody for your continuing support, and we've been having a lot of fun lately, and we're gonna have some fun today. The next person that I'm bringing on is a visual artist who I met at, I believe, originally at Freeze Fest 3, a festival I threw in 2017, and she showcased some of her art. She's a very amazing artist and continues to impress me with just her creative output and just constantly pushing herself. It's a real treat to have her on here, and she's also one of the sweetest people uh, that you can meet. And so, without further ado, let's welcome in Grace Hall, my friends. Grace, hey,
Hi. Oh, hey.
hey, what's up? Hey, good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Freeze.
Oh man, I was kind of matching you last night. I was wearing a black on the fun zone. I was wearing a black
Oh,
turtleneck and a chain. We could have been like totally
I saw
twins.
that picture you posted on Instagram and you're like in a Corvette. I'm like, wow, look at Freeze.
Yeah, wasn't that
And then I wore a
crazy?
turtleneck. And I wore the double chains, the gold on my neck, so it's nice.
That is nice. Does it say Grace on it?
Yeah, I got it when I was like a baby. Um,
Oh, that's fresh.
whew, I got it when I was a baby. My grandpa Agropino gave it to me.
Agropino.
Yep.
Beautiful. Where are you coming to us today from?
I'm coming from my family's home right now, um, in Tennessee. Basically, I am sorry. I'm like, ugh. Basically, I am. Um, Jesus, I can't think right now. Sorry,
It's
I'm
good. We have a
doing
long
my
time to talk.
last. Yeah, I'm doing my last semester online. Sadly, but it's
Dad.
okay because I've been I, I've been doing a lot of things during this pandemic safely. I've been staying healthy, but I've been doing a lot of things this pandemic, being at home, setting up a little studio space for myself. And then once I graduate, I'm out of here.
Where are you
Thank
gonna
God.
go? Back to Chicago?
No. Well, I mean, I love Chicago, but I, um, I love Chicago, but I don't like the weather there. It's just too freezing cold. I want to
Yeah.
go to California.
Really?
Yes. Oh wait, we had a funny fact. Me and Freeze saw each other like a week ago or something.
That's right.
So we've been talking, but let me talk some more about this.
Yeah.
I want to go to California. But also I'm probably gonna stay in Nashville for a while. I love Nashville. I think I'm gonna stay here, honestly. Um,
I'm so
yeah,
happy to hear that. That's great. Nashville's a good
thanks.
place to be, right?
Yeah, I love Nashville so much. It's everyone, first of all, I don't know about everyone, but mostly a lot of the people that I've met, especially you, like, um, are just so sweet and so creative and just so optimistic and ready for the future and ready to work with other artists, especially outside of their medium. It's like I don't know, it's amazing. And I love that there's so many musicians here because when I was back in Chicago, like everyone that I knew was like a fine artist. They were like painters and illustrators and all of that. So it's nice to like meet all these musicians and work with them and show them what I could do.
Yeah, do you feel like there's more potential for collaboration when you're in a musical city as a visual artist?
Yeah, I think especially with Nashville just becoming more of a bigger city, there's
Right.
gonna there's gonna be a lot more musicians coming in. and a lot more artistic opportunities
Yeah,
coming in.
totally. So how
Yeah.
have you been here for the whole year? Like how long have you been in Nashville? Like since the pandemic hit?
Um, so basically, funny story. My red eyeshadow,
It
holy
looks great.
cow, it's popping right now. Anyways, so I was in my apartment alone because my roommates left during the pandemic. So I
Hmm.
was in my apartment in Chicago, and Chicago was hit the most. Like it was um a lot of like thousands and thousands of cases. And I was in the middle of the city, which is kind of even worse because
Right.
it's so just compacted. So basically I was in my apartment by myself, like, you know, horrible. It was a horrible time. And then my 21st birthday came and I literally thought I was going to celebrate alone. So I I like used all my paintings like that, like my portraits, and I set them up like they were like my friends. And then I took like my like bubble wrap or my packaging wrap from the Blick boxes that I got. Blick is an art store if no one knows what that is because it's not in Tennessee.
Hmm.
And I like used the bubble wrap and I wrote happy birthday Grace on the bubble wrap. And so I
Oh,
thought I was going to celebrate alone. And then my parents came, they drove 9 hours, surprised me with the cake. And then we celebrated. I made them dinner. And then the next day we went back home.
no way.
Yeah, and we saved in
That's
our,
so sweet. That's
yeah, it
so
was honestly
sweet.
the most memorable birthday.
Yeah. So wait, were
Yeah.
you like already did you already have all the pictures set up? You're like, well, here we go. And then your parents just like bust in the door. That's crazy.
No, like I was like, should I buy a cake? And she's like, no, don't do that. And then I'm like, why? And then she goes, because we're right outside your window. And then I like looked out my window and they were like literally right there. Really great timing, but
Oh my, that is so sweet. And I've met your parents once or twice. I remember
I
meeting them
love you.
outside of the local off West End when you came to I think you came to one of my shows that was there. I remember getting to meet them in the car and they were really sweet. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's like when I was like younger, I'm pretty sure, like
Hmm.
before 21 and I didn't
Yeah.
want to drive.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
no, they love you.
That's cool. That's really sweet. Well, I mean, I'm living here with my family as well, and I know it's got all sorts of, you know, it's a big package that you accept when you move back in with your family, and you have to learn to all be. You're living with your family, and you're all adults now, and there's a lot, a lot of different dynamics to like adjust to.
Yeah.
But has it been a good place to make art, and are you still feel like still feeling creative even amidst this social change and moving back to Nashville?
Yeah. I mean, art, this sounds so cheesy, but I mean, art is what I love to do, and I feel like I could do it every mood, every day.
Wow.
I also I don't know, I feel like it, to make art it's like exercising your muscles. I mean, if you don't do it every day, you're just gonna lose that streak, that stamina. So, I mean,
Wow.
it's like practicing every day. Whoa.
That's good. That's good.
Ah,
That's true. I
yeah,
feel like I definitely relate to that because the times I do work harder on certain art forms, I mean, there is burnout, but then sometimes like beyond that burnout is like a really, there's like a constant or like a high either. And it's like, you feel like you can keep making it. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think the burning out is like needed though. You
Yeah.
should take a break because some like I run out of just making every day, and like I can't do it every day, but I try, like if I'm not feeling it that day, I won't make like a huge painting. I'll just like write in my book, or
Hmm.
I'll even sketch something that I see like in front of me. Like just doing any kind of art making, even just watching a movie, like an art documentary, or even just a TV show that inspires your art. That literally everything in this world is art. So I want to take that back. Like I don't do it every day because it
Hmm.
is healthy to take breaks, but taking breaks and still inspiring your mind and your your ways of thinking and creating is like what I try to do if I'm not in that specific type of mood. But even when I'm
Right.
sad or when I'm happy or I'm angry, like I love to paint because like it's also like a distraction, which is why I'm so glad that I have like a space to do it in the middle of a global pandemic.
Right, totally. Do you consider yourself a certain type of artist, like at the forefront, like a painter or any type of specific visual artist, or is it more depending on the day?
Oh my god, you make me like literally laugh. Like I love you. Anyway,
Why do I make you laugh?
I just I just this is such a fun idea, first of all, and you're just such a kooky guy. Like you're so unique. Like I love it. Anyways, I forgot the question. I'm just kidding. I remembered. Um, Basically, no, I don't think I'm like just a painter. I don't think like even if you are like consider yourself a photographer, like I don't think you're just a photographer. I mean, there's so many different art forms that you don't even know that you're doing sometimes. Like,
Right.
so I mean, I guess I would call myself an interdisciplinary
Clearly, you're
artist.
not whatever this is because you don't know how to pronounce
Yeah,
it.
I can't even say it.
You're just a painter.
But
No.
yeah, no, I would call. I mean, I wouldn't really call myself anything, but I like do multidisciplinary, like forms or mediums of
Yeah.
art.
Right.
So I've been like being back home, like where Nashville is with the musicians and all that stuff. I've been doing a lot of installations for different photographers
Yeah.
and sculptures, and I've been writing in my journal. I guess I mean that's even being like an artist, but
I'd say
um
so.
yeah, I mean musicians, songwriters. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of installations with my like friends and other photography like colleagues, and I can't really show them yet. I'm really excited
Right.
to, but, like they're so cool and the photographers are amazing, and I'm just excited to show those off so I can like really boost off that like installation for
Yeah.
photographers career stuff. So
I saw one of your pieces last night, actually, for the first time.
where?
Um,
But don't say, well, give me a
yeah, I
hint.
can't. Let's just say I was at a band's house
I get
and
it.
they had a massive piece of work that is about to be released that you
Oh yeah,
made, and for their album cover, and it looks so good. And I saw the picture of it, and it's just, oh my goodness, it
it's
is
amazing.
so cool.
I mean, if you want one later in the future, hit me up. If you
I
want
will.
one later in the future, hit me up. Viewers, let me know.
Viewers, you can contact Grace Hall underscore on Instagram. Is that the best
Grace
way?
M Hall.
Grace M Hall underscore. Yeah. Speaking of Instagram, you posted about a week ago. You posted that kaleidoscope stitch is what you called it on your caption.
Oh yeah.
That is like the coolest. You've been getting into. It seems. I mean, I'm. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you're getting into
Yeah.
like some pretty cool, like, yeah. I guess you said interdisciplinary, but it's like very. You want to like feel it. It's like all these different fabrics and
Are you talking about
things.
this one?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Because
kaleidoscope
I
stitch.
did
That's what the
another
caption
kaleidoscope.
was.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Keep going.
It's just so cool. I just thought that was really interesting. And I mean, a lot of the
Oh,
stuff you've
thank
been
you.
posting on your Instagram is more, I don't know the vernacular, but it's like tangible art. That's like very physical, using different like
Yeah.
fabrics and uh, pieces
Using
to,
my hands.
yeah, it's really cool. Is that something you were
Thanks.
like have gotten into through like school in Chicago, or is that something that you've just picked up, or like, I'm curious about your relationship with that type of art.
Yeah. You are such a good interviewer. Holy chuckamole. I can't curse. Um,
Thank you.
you even got the whole setup. Like it's so funny. Okay.
The microphone?
It's really funny. Yeah, so basically it's a series called Healed Stitch that I've been working on since the beginning of the pandemic. And it was like my lockdown work when I was just super sad, and like I ran out of supplies, so I tried to find some scraps of canvas, or try to put some scraps of canvas together, maybe see if I could just make that one big canvas. And thought, because I usually do portraits, and now I'm like just doing abstraction, which you've been doing lately. And um, basically, I like stretched this scrapped canvas. I was like, whoa, this would be a really cool abstracted piece. So then I just started like messing around with it. And honestly, this body of work is literally like a big happy accident. Like I didn't mean
Yeah.
to make it. It just kind of did it. And then I started doing it. Now it's like my most or it's my favorite thing to make
Wow.
next to portraits.
That's cool. And how, I mean, and you said it's called like healed stitch.
Yeah,
That's the name of the
that's
art, like the art form. That's like what the art community refers to that type of art as, or
no,
that's the name of
like
your
that's like my
project.
title. Yeah, that's like my title of my body of work. And I thought
Cool.
Quilt Stitch was a good name for it because, well, first off, it's I'm stitching the canvas. I'm stitching the canvas, and then I'm healing it with the gesso and the modeling paste and the paint on top of it. So these stitchings, like when you open your skin, you stitch it back up. It's kind of like that. I
Whoa.
also I also think like it's really interesting because for me, like I don't want to talk about it because like I have like so many different past things in my life and everyone does. So I kind of related to that situation. I also related to a situation where literally we're in the middle of a global pandemic and how we're healing from
Mm.
staying in isolation and trying to work together. Sadly, America isn't doing that. Not 100%, but we're not going to get into that. Um,
You can if you want,
I
but
don't want to. But I was thinking about how, this is a horrible time. I was really in a bad mental state during the beginning of the pandemic, especially when you're by yourself. So, I mean, art is a stitching, it's a healed stitch, it's an art therapy. Like anything is like, so I'm rambling about like, because it doesn't really make sense right now. But in conclusion, this will make more sense. When someone looks at this, I want them to kind of look at it and see what kind of past thing they've healed from or what kind of story they've overcome. And I kind of want it to be like when you look at this, you can uh, kind of relate it to something. So it's a
yeah,
healed
right.
story. It's a healed stitch.
That's cool. That makes sense. The yeah, I think that's really beautiful, and I think that
Thank you.
we are all. I mean, it's been a really hard time for me, and I know for a lot of my friends, and it's obviously there is a global thing going on, but it affects all of our souls in a very real way too. It's very personal, So creating art that relates to that and relates to like how you work through things and how you do pick yourself back up. And it's not perfection life, but it can sometimes things break, but you can piece it together and restitch it. And I think that's really cool. I think it's a great message.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
That's
So
cool. Are you going to be able to like do some sort of like art show like online, or is there a plan to like
yeah,
release it somehow, or are you going to wait until things are safe and do something physical in person?
yeah. So, well, I'm trying to build a body of like 20 healed stitch paintings, and then I'm gonna like send them off. I've been sending them to like galleries and residencies. I'm like kind of like into like I'm close with one gallery in Chicago, and I'm also like talking to this other one, and hopefully like I can build up a stronger, bigger, larger portfolio and then send it off. But here's the holdup. I want to throw a massive like party and it's going to be amazing, but it's going to be an art party. So I'm going to get a warehouse. Okay? This I think it's going to work. It might. You never know. We're going to get a warehouse. I'm going to get I don't know about every musician, but musicians in Nashville, different kinds of genres. We're going to get jazz, we're going to get rap, we're going to get funk, we're going to get alt indie rock, we're going to get metal, punk. It's going to be wild. And I
Wow.
just want to like it's I mean it's kind of like what you did with Freeze Fest. Like I want to do that and I want to do like all the art just like in this warehouse.
That's cool. That's really cool.
I also went to a disco dance party, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, yeah. And you want to do that here in Nashville?
Yeah, I want to own a club, and I want to just like have it like a club and an art gallery. You know how
Oh, so
amazing?
this isn't a one-time event. You want to like own a club and have this be just a place that exists, a
Yeah, that's my
discotheque.
biggest goal. That's my biggest goal right now.
Cool, cool. I
We're
think
all
that's awesome.
in the middle of a pandemic. We're just being like, ooh, 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 you know, shiny
Yeah.
things.
Well, I mean, now's the time to have dreams and goals that are a little bit farther out because, you know, like for me, when I'm creating music, I don't have to think about how it's going to translate in a live context. So in a lot of ways, I can be more creative because I don't have to worry about these parameters that I typically have to. Um, so like all of the last 5 songs I put out have all been tracked to tape by a live band. And I did that because I wanted the recording to represent the live show and like for them to feel very similar. You know, it wouldn't be like a very conceptual, like the record before that had like brass and strings and stuff. I was like, well, I can't
Yeah,
bring brass and strings on tour. So, let's make a sound that sounds like the tour and vice versa. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
now that there's a pandemic, I can like
Mess around with all
have
of
way
it.
more fun, like put beats and mess around with like auto tune and mess around with, I can have 100 tracks and something.
That's
It
cool.
doesn't matter. I can just go off the deep end and
I love
I can worry
that.
about how it translates later,
Yeah, I love that. I mean, this pandemic is it's a horrible thing. I mean,
Totally.
like the only bright side I could see of it is that it has given a lot of people time to kind of slow down and also find hobbies and passions that they've never realized that they've had inside them. And I like what you're saying, like it's given me like a lot of time to just experiment and not worry about, oh my god, this is going to sound amazing, like or sorry, this is going to look amazing, like this is going to be my masterpiece, like this has to look good in the end. Like being home or just being on like doing being in a pandemic, um it's just nice to like not really feel like everything has to be perfect anymore and
Right.
really just
Totally. Your voice just got all quiet. Now you're gone completely.
sorry, I have like my AirPods connected.
Oh,
It kind of got confusing for a second. I'm just gonna put those over there.
that actually happens a lot on
I
Fun
just have
Zone.
my air. What?
Whoa. I said that happens a lot on here. People's like AirPods are like all of a sudden just like turn on.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was freaking out, but we're good now.
What a bougie problem.
Anyway,
Hey, speaking of bougie, I just got this DVD that just came in right before you got here. It's called The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. Have you ever heard of this? It's a Louis Buñuel film.
mhm.
It's crazy. Okay. Anyway,
Wait, can I see that? Can I see the backside? That's so cool.
isn't that cool?
It looks weird, but it looks
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah, it's like
He's
this
like,
film. It was very crazy. Like it was about 6 like rich people and they keep like going to eat meals and like the meal gets disturbed by like either real or like fantasy things that happen. Like it's not really even a cohesive plot. Like all of a sudden they'll get interrupted by like a war that's going on right outside and then all of a sudden it's like over. It's just very surreal and
what's it called?
the discreet charm of the bourgeoisie.
I'm just gonna write the discreet and then I'm gonna look it up later.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, it came up on my phone. We're good. I'll look it
That's
up
cool.
later.
It came up. That's
Is it
awesome.
like in a different language?
Yeah, it's in French. And it's from
That's what.
72, I think. So it's a little bit, I want to think it's from 72. So it's, yeah. So it's kind of got that 70s charm to it too, the
Ooh,
cool like
I want to
colors and
watch
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can. I can send it
that's
to you if you'd like.
well. I don't really have like a thing to put that in.
Heard. Uh, well, we'll figure it
I'll
out.
just look it up on like my smart TV.
Yeah, I can
Just
live
kidding.
stream it on. I'll live stream it on Zoom one night and everybody can watch it. That'd be fun. Since I have a
It's on Netflix.
DVD, it's not on any streaming platforms, unfortunately.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, I have 2 questions I want to talk to you about. And either we can talk as much or as little about these 2 topics, but I want to talk to you a little bit about art school and
Okay.
like art education. And I also want to talk to you about
Okay.
like the business side of things. And I don't, if these topics become boring, we can switch from them. But I do have some questions about both. And I want to start with education because I know that you're in school, in art school, in Chicago, and you're about to finish. And I'm curious what your major was or is, and like if you feel like that's been like a good experience, and just like reflecting on it now that it's almost over.
I'm gonna get kicked out of my school. Like, if I say something bad.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm sure. Yeah, they're gonna expel you.
um, yeah. So, where do I start? I mean,
I know it's a big question.
I love, I love school. I love art school. Um, I don't know if it's for everyone.
Mm.
I think if you're gonna go, then you have to, put in 100%, and that you have to take it like yourself seriously. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean, it's not for everyone. Like the dropout rate is like extremely high because people realize that. But I mean, I loved it. I do think you can learn half the things on YouTube sometimes, but that's not the point of art school. Is that, I mean, art school kind of like teaches you how to talk about art and how to like think about other art mediums and how to critique art. And honestly, that helps you kind of advance with art making. I mean, to understand like how to do that is, or to make art, like I feel like it's really important to know the history and like the theory behind it, because that is like such a big inspiration and influence on when you want to make a new piece of work.
right,
Um, but I mean I love art school. It's just I've thought about dropping in and out and or dropping out like a lot of times during this pandemic because it's just so extremely expensive and I can't afford that. But I mean, I am going back because I have one more semester, so I'm really, really grateful. I'm just doing it online, so it's not like ideal, but it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing being in Chicago. Like I wouldn't take that for granted like at all. I mean,
right.
being in the middle of a busy city surrounded by art, surrounded by an environment of artists, it's really great. So
That's
I
cool.
think like the whole environment is really, really special and
Yeah.
like learning about it. But
The
I'm happy just like being out of it. Like I'm ready to graduate.
really
Hmm.
the
So
like I feel like it's a discussion that is popular, and a lot of people have that discussion in school, like and flirt with the idea of dropping out. I feel like I never get tired of having that conversation because it is such a genuinely incalculable incalculable, is that the right word, thing. Like you can't, there's no metric to define, oh, I'm studying art or like studying music, and in what ways is this beneficial to me. And also, since the money is, it's such a high amount of money that you pay to go to art school, it's almost, you can't even like put that into real thought or like budget with the rest of your life. It's just like, should I pay this insane amount of money to get this experience that's like very personal and very communal, and it's this educational and collaborative experience with these like professors and friends, and it's just, the whole thing is such a package that I just find it very confusing to know, whether it is beneficial or not. I dropped out junior year, and I had a lot of friends who finished, and um, I don't think that they should have dropped out or that I should have finished. I think it is,
it's
everyone
just
has to figure that out.
preference.
Yeah. What was your major, or what is your major?
Basically at my school, I don't have like we don't have like specific majors because it is like multidisciplinary. So I could come in as a painter and want to try out CGI art or performance art, but I mean that's not for me. But
Right.
so basically just interdisciplinary fine arts and then but mostly painting if we're gonna really get into it. But I
Yeah.
mean, I've been like I said, I've been dabbling in uh installation and sculpture and like
Collage,
wood
right?
making, collage. I worked at a wood shop and a metal shop last semester, and so I've been like really learning how to do more wooden stuff. I was just learning how to do metal sculptures, and then the pandemic came, so
Yeah, right.
I don't
Oh
really know how to
man,
do that.
I'm sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. That's a really cool thing too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like so badass to just like, sorry if I
When
okay,
you
bad
can say
A.
whatever you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just like with the fire, and then the pandemic came. I'm like, never mind.
Man,
Well,
what a
Um,
drag.
yeah, but yeah, that's basically my school. Also, yeah, like I'm so ready to just graduate. I mean, like I think for me, I am kind of content with my career going off because I like talking to people. So I like networking with people. I love working with people. So I don't think I'm not like scared or anything. I honestly I have like a lot of optimistic futures.
Yeah, right. What is I mean, I know there's a lot of different avenues that people can take as a visual artist or as a musician. You know, when I was younger, I told people I want to do music for a living. I didn't realize that there were so many different subcategories of what that could mean of how to make music. You know, even in Nashville, I have friends now who just write songs all day. You know, they have a publishing deal or maybe they just work in the studio all day or and people like me who actually just want to like write, record, hit the road, like do that thing. You know, that's actually its own pocket. Is there a certain um, you know, is there a certain pocket as you're getting out of college, like that you're trying to be a part of? Is it just creating art and selling it, or is there other ways that you are interested in like combining that with other interests and passions?
Yeah, like I want to work with like celebrities. Like I think it can happen. I don't know. Like I have to just keep telling myself it'll happen and then it'll happen. But like I want when I if I go to like LA or something, like I just want to meet as many people as I can. I with the installation, I think that's like what I really want to do is make like be like an art director. So make backdrops and set designs for like musicians, rappers, actors, actresses, like anyone really, anyone who needs a photograph. It's so much fun to just make like little worlds. So, and then I also make money just selling portraits. So I was also thinking maybe I could set up like my own shop and like a portrait shop or something.
Yeah,
I have my portraits right here.
really?
Yeah,
Do you want to show us?
being prepared. Well, we
Wow.
got this one and we got this one. These are
Whoa.
kind of the only ones I have right now because I sold my other portraits. So
Do I know those people?
yeah, these are both me, my narcissistic ass. But
Oh wait, really? Wait, let me see them again.
well,
They're
this
both
one's
you?
like a so this was like a fast painting that I did because I just haven't painted a portrait in a while, and I did the healed stitch paintings for a while. So I took this like, or
Very
I
pretty.
took this, I painted this like a couple weeks ago, and then this one I painted at the beginning of the, pandemic, and I, like, literally painted myself, like, every day because I was just so sad and lonely, and I needed practice, so I looked in the mirror, but it didn't look
Wow.
good. It was too stiff, so I came back home and I just scribbled, like, crayon on top of it, and I thought it looked really interesting, and this is when I
Yeah.
started doing more contemporary conceptualized, like, portraits. So,
Very cool.
here they
Very
are.
cool. That's awesome. That's a really cool idea. Well,
Slam them.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I think working so installations means just like would is that more like you create a piece then somebody sees that and they want to put that up for show for a certain amount of time within their space, or is it more like they commission you
About that.
to what'd you say?
I said I didn't think about it like that,
Or is it
but
more like
that's a good idea.
they're just like yeah, I guess I just wasn't sure how that process works is the best way to say it.
Um, I mean, yeah, actually, like the biggest goal is to have my own show, like, and then work with a gallery. But I need to build that collection up first. So fingers crossed.
Interesting. That's
um,
cool.
but if I have a show, when I have a show, I want to make an installation with the paintings on the wall. I never thought about like installations within like a gallery space, but what
Hmm.
I'm talking about is more like in a studio, like a photography studio or something, or even outside, like for a music video shoot or something.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, there's so many photographers here and musicians, so I think Nashville is like a great space or place to do that.
Yeah, right. So those pieces, would you be making them for one specific
I'm gonna
moment
put the
and
light on.
event? Whoa. Yeah,
It
the
was really
sun is
dark
setting
here.
in Nashville. It's getting darker and
Yeah.
darker.
Sorry, go on.
So like if you're doing it like would that be something where they would be like have this idea, can you make this a real physical thing? Or is it more like you already have these things prepared and you just bring them to different events and then take them back to your studio? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the one that you saw, like they had that actually. So I don't
What did I see?
I can't say it, but the
Mm,
installation you
mm.
saw the other day, um, I met like I went to actually one of those little pop-up shops and I saw her and I was like, hey, like I've been doing a lot of installations. Also, anyone watching this, well, I'll get into that later, but I was like, hey, I've been making a lot of installations and I would love, we should like do something. And she was like, wait, I have this idea. And so we kind of brainstormed ideas out. And then later on,
Who is
she drew
this?
out a whole, I can't say,
Oh, because she's in the project?
she's in the
Oh, I
project.
thought this was the photographer. I thought maybe you collaborated with the photographer on this.
Well, she is a photographer.
Holy smokes.
She's another photographer. Yeah. But she came up with the idea, the band came up with the idea, and they told me to do this, so I did it. But then there's other instances where I'm working with my friend Christina, who is also Christina Coleman, and she's also a photographer in Nashville.
Yeah.
And we've been making a book together.
No
So
way.
yeah, and they're so good. Like her pictures are just they turned out amazing. It's a great way for her to build up her portfolio and for me to build up my portfolio because some photo shoots that we did, I made the installations for. So we worked with like um a bunch of different people, really. I know Bristen's in one of our shoots. Who else? Noah is in one of our shoots, obviously, because they're married. Um, People who aren't even like kind of like in that kind of scene of Nashville. So it's just so many different people are in these like different photo shoots, and it's gonna be this big book of just different photo shoots and how many times am I
Wow.
gonna say different photo shoots? And then we're making the books. So I made the front and or the covers of the books out of a healed stitch. So some of the books are gonna have like the installation that I made. I tore them up and I stitched them to make a book cover. Some of them are from my paintings. Like they're gonna look really cool. And we're gonna work on it and we're gonna sell them for $40 each. And we're also maybe going to make some mini books, which might be like $20 each. So if you want to buy one, hit
Very
me up.
Is there a pre-order
Or
link
hit
yet? Let me know
what?
when let me know when it's around. Let me know when there's a pre-order link. Please send me
Yeah. We would love for you to have one.
I'd love to have one. That'd be
We should
awesome.
have you. We should take a photo of you, but we're already done with it, so
Oh,
I can't really say them and say we're done with it. But
yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I get it. I get it.
in the
That's all right.
future,
I mean, Christina's super talented. Christina has come on tour with me twice to take pictures and just done a fantastic job. Yeah, I love Christina and I love Noah. I get to see them some over the pandemic because Noah has performed in my band for a couple
oh
shows,
yeah,
and
I forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah, so pretty fun stuff. That's amazing, and you really do have a good collaborators here in town. Christina's actually a person who mentioned that I should get you to come on the Fun Zone. So
Oh my god, I
he believes
honestly
in
didn't
you.
even talk to her about this. I have to tell her that I did this and then tell her to go on this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh wait, yes, I did tell her because we saw each other at that pop up. Never mind.
Yeah, so Noah and Christina are also doing pop-up clothing, which is just a very, and so is Johnny and Violet are doing one as well. And it's just such a cool, like new, I'm not, I was gonna say hobby, but that sounds a little bit like reductive. It's a business, and they're doing a great job, and they're succeeding, and it's awesome.
Pop-ups are the new big thing. It's like 2021, pop-ups are gonna be like the new things, especially in the middle of a pandemic. Like galleries are kind of doing poorly, music venues are doing poorly. Pop-ups, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, just double mask it
Wow.
and go to a pop-up.
It's a really good idea. I did feel like pretty wide-eyed as like an event coordinator, and in a DIY
Ooh,
person. Like when I was at the one that Noah Pope was putting on outside of Local Honey, and it was like pretty safe. I mean, obviously any people getting together to do anything, is what it is. But it's outside. People are masked up and they're just selling clothing. And it was like, man, of all the ways that people can like
see each
bring
other.
see each other and like sell things to make money to survive, like it's a pretty awesome idea. And I think all of art is going to become more DIY because of the economic
Exactly.
depression and just also this, just the reality of where everyone's at right now, and especially outdoor DIY. So it's pretty cool, pretty exciting.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I think everything is just gonna, I feel like people are gonna just be like, I've had enough. Like, after this, well, I mean, especially with the recession and all of that, I mean, people are going to realize that, like, just these big elite art galleries are, maybe not like something to strive for. Maybe collaborating and trading and showing off your friends' work. I don't know. I mean, because I've been talking to different artists about this recently too, and I think it's like I think that's kind of like the new way of selling and showing off and kind of getting to the top is kind of just doing DIY. I
Yeah.
mean, it's also more authentic in a way.
Yeah, it's a hard reality. I was on my first tour with a booking agent, like helping me in January, or I started in February and it ended with the pandemic. We still had like 40 more dates to go, and it got canceled. But we were like starting to actually get like good venues to respond to us and stuff, better clubs, because I had this booking agent and just gaining a little bit more recognition. And now realizing we're not going to, like, when it opens back up, it's not going to be more of that. It's going to be going back to what it was in the
Like
like 20
you're gonna start over.
2010s. Yeah, it's going to be more like playing in basements. And but you know what? That's something I've done for a long time, and I love that kind of stuff, and I'm totally here for it. And I'm excited, and I look forward to the day really where anyone can get together in any capacity. I don't care. Um, I don't need it to look good or feel good. Like, it can be super hot and sweaty as long as everyone's safe and comfortable. Then let's rock and roll. Let's have some
It,
good moments.
it's crazy. I mean, like, do you know Jacob Cornfloss?
For sure.
He's like he does like he throws shows in his old basement, and I mean he knows like musicians who are like pretty big in the indie rock scene now because I mean they came to his like basement shows. So I feel like what you're saying, like these basement shows are they're gonna be okay for musicians, like trust me, especially if you like my hand, like I keep pointing, but especially if like you throw these like big freeze fest shows and space proms and all of that. I love those because you incorporate like zines and paintings. Like it's not just music. And I I want to like thank you because like you were like one of my first biggest shows to go to in Nashville,
Well,
like and meet people. So like I'm like so happy that I met you cuz like I've met so many people by going by showing I even show my art at Freeze Fest. Like I met so many people from that one festival. So I don't know, I'm super grateful for you and for that. Aw.
oh yeah, of course. I mean, I think we met at Freeze Fest, right? Is that where we met? I mentioned that earlier.
Oh wait, no, no, no. We met at a broomstick show.
We met at a broomstick show at the end.
Thing. I think it was a broomstick show, and then you were like, "Hey, I'm throwing a freeze fest." I was like, "What? You're making a festival out of you're throwing a festival after your name?" I was like, "That's your name?" And
I hate when
so
people say that, when they frame it like I'm being conceited. I guess.
no. I thought it was cool. I was just like, Nordista free. I've never heard that name. But I was like, okay, he seems like an interesting, kooky, unique dude.
Kooky. I
So
like that you were describing as kooky. That's twice. I gotta write that down. I like being kooky.
then I went.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
it
you went
was.
and you set up your art and it was great and everybody loved your art and it
Oh
was
God, that
a
was
beautiful
horrible.
moment. Whatever.
I know. I mean, I've gotten better. Like we could talk about that art.
Oh, we've all gotten
So
better. Whatever.
yeah, true. We've all gotten better. But Freeze Fest, like, just and how it's evolved. I mean, it's just so cool. I've only been to that one, but it was so fun. So
You had the first two were like house shows. Then the one you went to and the one after that were both at Fat Bites, so it was a little bit
yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
And then in 2019 we switched to a farm, which is cool. It was like camping and stuff. So yeah, we didn't get obviously no 2020, but 2021 will be hopefully like a whole camping festival.
It's gonna be like the what's it called? Like Great Gatsby, the Golden Age,
Mm-hmm.
because they like the Depression, and then we're all just gonna celebrate. Hopefully, fingers crossed, 2021 is amazing
Fingers
because
crossed.
it's gonna be the Roaring Twenties. It's the Roaring Twenties. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
right.
that.
I just read
In
Gatsby
a
over
basement,
quarantine.
the Roaring Twenties in basement shows.
Yeah, right. I mean, we might not have extravagance, but we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
That's what's most important. And yeah, I mean, obviously, it is, as you said, obviously, the tragedy that's going on, the devastation is insurmountable. Like it will be with us, and people have lost. Like it isn't, it is worth noting to not like reduce that. But I do think, um, in some ways, it has kind of expedited problems that were going on economically and socially, and especially like
politically.
yeah, and politically, and in a place where, like you were saying, like it calls out like the companies and the big like CEOs that kind of run like music and art, like they run the big players, like it's all this massive industry that at times is just so corrupt, and we all know that. And
And it's even, I mean, exploiting its own artists. Like,
right,
I
totally.
all of them are exploiting every American citizen. Like, they're pretty much profiting off of a global pandemic. So,
Yeah, they still are,
I mean,
right, some
that
of
is
them.
like kind of the bad thing about, being more of an underrated artist right now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, we're all, but like, it's times 10, I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I always go back and forth on that because there's sometimes you hear people say like, "Oh, this is the best time to be an artist in certain ways because you have social media and you can, in a certain sense,
Yeah.
everybody has a level playing field, as they say. We can all create and upload our art, but in other ways, it almost feels like it's even more uh hopeless in certain ways when you're trying to make it as an artist. And obviously, I'm full of hope, and I know you are too. But it can feel hopeless and heavy trying to pursue artistry when you think about the economic situation of just like just reality, and you're like, wow, I don't know, like the ways that people used to do this to make money don't exist anymore. And
Yeah.
we
Oh,
really have to be
you
creative.
Yeah, you just have to be realistic, but like have like unrealistic expectations all kind of level at the same level, you know? You can't
Totally.
be too realistic and have fantasies down here or fantasies up here and realistic here. It all just kind of, for me at least, whoa, it just went the screen. For me at least, I would just want to keep everything steady, you know? So not steady as in my career, but optimism and like fantasies and then realism,
Yeah. Yeah,
kind of
totally.
all leveled.
I feel like a cliche of mine is that I tell people, I always talk about like day by day. I think sometimes my friends get sick of that, but it's like I'm always trying to find like a way to be healthy, and it's not about not pushing yourself or like going insane and like trying really epic and ambitious things, but it is about like at the end of the day realizing like if you can just wake up every day and like keep working on your art in the same way you described it like working out. You described it like you said like working out the muscle, I think is what you said, talking about art. It's like it really is something that you just have to work on every single day, and all of a sudden you're a few months later and you're like, wow, I've really grown. Like I don't do a ton of visual art, but over quarantine, as you saw some of my art, I started just doing watercolor for an hour a day, really just as a way to find something to do, find an outlet, because music wasn't fulfilling me and it's been hard. And even within like 3 months of just painting for an hour a day, it was amazing how much how improved I am. Even still a beginner, but I'm like, wow. And my mom and dad, they look at the paintings that my sister and I make and they're like, oh, I could never do that. And I'm like, it's not that I don't have respect for the art form, because I don't think I'm like, it's just that I realize I'm not some magnificent painter. I'm just like, mom, dad, you can. Like, it's actually anybody can make art. Like, anybody can just create.
It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Like what
Yeah,
I was saying, like in the middle of a global pandemic, nothing has to be like a masterpiece right now. Everything just kind of has to, just be okay.
right.
And like making art right now, like what you're doing is literally just therapy. Like it's art therapy, and it's also a newfound hobby and something that is also like distracting you from, thousands of people dying every day.
Right.
I mean, that's at least for me, like
Yeah.
it's I mean, I watch the news maybe like every day and I'm just my brain is just like an, a cracked egg at this point. I'm just so kind of done with it. So I mean, and even like looking at the news on my phone, like I'm just constantly scrolling and it's annoying. So having art as a distraction for anything or all of those things is just it's really just like a blessing.
Yeah.
Like I just love it.
Yeah. Totally heard. I think art is therapeutic to create, and also what you said, I guess, would escapism be the right word? I mean, it's a way to, at
Kind
times,
of, yeah.
art is a way to escape, or to not have to deal
It
with the
is.
heaviness.
Yeah. I literally wrote in my book actually, I have like I brought other things. I have like these little like journals that this is my first semester and this is my second
Oh,
semester.
those are so cool.
This is my COVID book, so you can really like see how much I've spiraled in this book. But I totally forgot what I was saying. But I don't really know what I was saying, to be
Well,
honest.
I'll just chime in then. I think those
What
books
the
are
heck?
incredibly cool, and I think that's
Thanks.
really. I mean, oh my goodness, it's
But I
so
had a
inspiring
point
just to
to
see
that.
them.
Whatever.
Whatever,
Thank you.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
I put a little girl on this from my like felt days when I got into felt.
Yeah.
So, oh, it's the girl with the pearl earring, actually.
Oh, from the
So,
book, The Girl with a Pearl Earring.
what was I gonna say? It's gonna bother me. Like, people are looking at this video. It's like, well,
People are gonna watch and just press pause and go, "What the heck?"
I
They're gonna be so disappointed in you.
don't know. Oh, I don't really know, to be honest.
That's cool. I think we were talking about
That's
escapism.
so bad. I can't remember.
We were talking about escapism, and you said you wrote something in your book.
Yes, now I remember. Thank you.
No problem.
I was gonna say that I literally wrote in one of these books about like how like I had a studio my first semester, which was the best thing ever. It was just amazing. It was like right across from the bean. It was so cool. And I had like a studio and I would stay in there and sometimes just write. And I was like writing about my studio at one point and saying how like once I step into the studio, like it's like in the middle of a busy, loud city, but once I step in there, it's like quiet and it's kind of like stepping into like my secret garden per se. And so
Wow.
it's like amazing because like once I step into the secret garden, I could plant all of these like flowers, which is basically like my sculptures or my paintings that day when I'm walking in there.
Yeah.
And like
Right.
kind of going back to like childhood and, like not like going away from, adult responsibilities just for a few hours.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. So
Do you have adult responsibility? Do you work like a job somewhere while you're here? Or are you
well,
just
like when
creating?
I was working, like when I was in the studio, I'm saying like I would
Oh,
like,
right.
be in an apartment, have to pay like for groceries and rent and all that stuff. So, um, that's like adult. I like worked at the wood shop, which was like the best job ever. So it's like I'm not complaining, but
Yeah.
um, But I'm just saying, like, once I go into the studio and make art, it's like I'm like a child playing with building blocks again. So,
Yeah, totally. Do you in the new year, as we are approaching the end of this year, obviously you said the first half of the year, one of your priorities is graduating. You're gonna have a degree, which is incredible. Something I could not pull off. So I commend you. And but I but I'm curious, do you have any other like short term meaning within the next year? Goals, whether it's something you want to announce, like or plug like a specific project like what you mentioned with Christina, or just like maybe personal goals or interests you want to pursue in the next year.
hmm. Um, yeah, so I want to marry rich. I'm just kidding. Ha ha ha.
Let's
I'm just kidding.
go.
Just
Mary
kidding.
Rich.
No, I'm kidding. Whoop, wah, 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 wah. Just kidding. Um, I stop. I thought that was a beret for a second.
I'm putting a beanie over my hoodie.
Whoa, you look like
I
a
mean, my
jazz cat.
headphones. Yeah, gonna
You should
marry
wear this.
rich.
You should wear this.
I
Well, you
should.
have.
I should wear that
Um,
one though.
you have a ring light. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it's for
That's
the
why it's so
podcast.
bright. That's
That's why
so
I'm so
cool.
white.
Yeah, that's why you're so bright. I said, but I mean that too. But so I want to find an apartment or a house, I don't know. And then I'm saving up like a lot of money right now, so I want to travel to California. Like I want to travel to LA for a bit. I have
Ooh.
family up there and I have friends there too. And I just want to like scope out the art scene. I want to see all my friends there. I want to meet a lot of people in LA. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's so important, like with musicians touring, like
Mm,
I want to tour. Like it's important to meet people in different cities. That's how I get commissions. So
right.
do that and then, do installations and um hopefully like once I get these pictures out and I can post them, like I'll get like more job opportunities with installation work.
Yeah, that would be so sick. Yeah, touring is awesome. There should be more ways for other types of art to like tour, like visual artists.
A
Like,
pop-up shop on a bus.
yeah, just like a traveling
That would
art
be a good
show.
idea.
That is a good
Like it's
idea.
been done, but
You could do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think. Wow. Oh, it's been done. Well, it could be done again. Do it again. This is
have you
the
watched Black Mirror?
postmodern. Have I watched Black Mirror? Actually, wow, it's funny you say because I've only watched it one time. It was in Chicago.
Oh
I
my
was at
god.
a part. I was at a house show we played afterwards. Like the
Lacey's?
no, this was like
No.
out in suburbia. We played for all these like 50-year-old people who were
I
like
love it.
paid us really well, and then their kids were like, "We're watching Black Mirror," so I watched an episode with them.
Wait, so was it the one where it was like a cartoon, like a blue little cartoon guy, and he was basically kind of like Donald Trump. He was like a comedian, and then he like ran for president, and then he won.
I think that's called. I think that's the Smurfs, which is a different show. That's
It's not. It's like an actual
no.
episode.
I think you're thinking of the Smurfs, but what I'm talking about is
I'm
Black
not
Mirror,
because I literally watched it the other
which is
day.
a totally different thing.
Well, I just popped up in my head because they went around with the bus with the screen on it. And like anyone who's watched Black Mirror probably understands what I'm talking about, but they went around with the screen and this like blue guy, like he's like a cartoon like rabbit or something. He would
Interesting.
just like make jokes on the TV screen on this bus. What if like someone had a bus with a TV screen that said art show and then in the trunk like it was just like a U-Haul and then the art was in the box truck. That'd be
That's
cool
a
as
really
hell.
cool idea. I have seen like in Nashville, like at the like art crawls where some of the showcases are inside like
Oh,
U-Haul trailers and
so it's
stuff.
been done.
Is this what the blue guy looked like?
No, that's not it. I'm
Oh, okay,
trust
okay,
me. Like,
okay. Weird.
look up Black Mirror
That's
later,
fine.
and you'll
We're
know
talking
what
about
I'm
some. I
talking
guess I'm talking
about.
about. Yeah, I guess we're not on the same page here. No, the one I watched Miley,
It's
like
funny,
the one I watched, like Miley Cyrus died or something.
don't ruin that because I haven't watched that episode yet.
No, she didn't die, or she did. I don't remember.
Oh man,
She just
it's
got.
fine.
She just like was there. No one died. Maybe.
Fine. Everyone dies in that show, so it's like whatever.
No, I really don't know
Not
if she died or not. I really don't remember. I didn't make it to the end.
No, you're just covering it up so you don't
Oh,
spoil
no,
it.
people only watch Black Mirror. No.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm literally like about to watch that episode too. So
That's
whatever.
cool. There's this one episode
Anyway,
where like there's these three like little chipmunks, and then they're like,
stop.
Christmas time is here. Have you heard
Stop.
that one?
I was like thinking, is this an episode that I haven't watched?
I don't think
Never
so.
mind.
Um,
That's a good movie, though.
yeah. Oh, for sure. I guess we've reached the end of our hour block. It's been really good talking to you. Is there anything else
Ah,
we should talk about, or is there anything else you want to like plug or mention, or you can ask
so
me
yeah,
something if you have a question.
I've asked you questions. Basically my TikTok is baby wipes with the Z underscore. So follow me there. Don't really know how to use it.
I
Don't have a
will
lot of
right
followers.
now. I didn't know about this.
Wait, I literally follow you and you
Oh,
didn't follow me back. So
what? Are you serious? My
yeah,
bad.
and you make like TikToks where you're like zooming in and out and your voice is like echoing. Oh, wow.
Baby wipe.
But don't follow me on TikTok.
No?
No, do follow me on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just followed you. See? All right.
Hey, and then my Instagram. Like and subscribe at my YouTube channel. My Instagram is Grace M Hall _. So if you want to follow me there, give me a follow. I'll follow you back, maybe. My Facebook page is The Grace Hall Art. My Twitter is Grace M Hall _. And my website is thegracehall.com. So if you want to see more of my art, you could look that up, or you could look into my bio. My website is right in my Instagram bio.
Cool. Okay, word. I'll plug. I'll.
Shameless plug.
No, that not yet. As it should be shameless. I will post the links on the YouTube. If people who are watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description. If you're listening on Spotify, I'll try to find a way to put it there too.
I am definitely like not gonna look at this video because I hate listening to my voice and seeing myself like on screen. So I'll like skim through it. That's what
Yeah.
I'll do.
Yeah. Do that, please.
I'll be like, oh God. So thanks for having me, anyways.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a real treat for me, and
This was so much fun.
it was so much fun. It's the best. Thanks. I guess I'll talk to you later, huh? Bye. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Freeze.
Bye.
Thanks so much. I'll see you later.